Hello everyone, this is Zoltar, and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, we're still post the Hound patch, obviously, with corpses and all kinds of crazy nonsense going on. Also worth noting, by the way, that some trinkets did get changed around without me noticing specifically. In particular, this tough ring, I believe, got significantly nerfed. I still think it's worth using, but I don't remember the damage down on it before. It might have been there. I might be crazy. So what I'm thinking I want to do is, I still have tough rings on literally everybody, by the way, who I'm about to take out, which we're going back to the original group today of He-Man, Znull the Dub, and Gavstapo. But I figured, alright, well then let's just try slowing down fights, taking like one round at the start of a fight to do, say, a buff round, where like our healer can still throw out a stun, whatever, not a big deal. And then from there, we will try to kind of get debuffs out a little bit more and maybe focus a little bit less on direct damage in a lot of circumstances, because direct damage is just significantly less effective anyway. So we still have tough rings all around, but we do have a cleansing crystal, a gunslinger's belt, because gunslinger's belt, if I'm going for just pistol shot, point blank shot, grape shot, blast, tracking shot, gunslinger's buckle, why not? And then a blasphemous vial, and finally a sacred scroll. So everybody's rocking some pretty serious trinkets at this point. And we're just going to see how it goes as we head into the ruins to try and purify the altars. So, all kinds of stuff. Just all the stuff. Like 24 food again, I guess. 3 shovels sounds reasonable. 4 anti-venom, 4 bandages. Obviously, we have the Plague Doctor available, so maybe we can cut back on these just a little bit to 3 each. But he does not have the cure built into his kit because we're going into the ruins, and that just doesn't seem as necessary in the ruins. Still going to take 2 herbs, 2 keys, 2 waters, and plenty of torches. But as you can see, our money, we're actually losing money consistently right now. We're going to have to fix that at some point. Okay.
Can the defiled be consecrated?
Oh, that's gross.
Can the fallen find rest?
Still looking for busts. We do need busts. We don't really need anything else, so we'll toss everything else away that isn't a bust in terms of heirlooms. But that is worth paying attention to. Okay, more not busts. I still hate that it switches to the map screen when I don't want it to switch to the map screen. If I want you to switch to the map screen, I'll click the map screen button. It really shouldn't be that hard. I don't really care about the altar, although maybe I should. But I kind of want to... I'm going to be back this way. We'll leave it there. I kind of want to save the water for stress relief, just in case we need it, because I'm really worried about that these days. Torch it up again. Okay. Hunger already, that's unfortunate. We only had 1 hunger run the entire last short run, so that was kind of weird. Or sorry, only 1 hunger tile. That entire last run. I kind of liked it. Okay, an actual fight. Here we go. A little bit of a surprise, but not too bad, I guess. We can still even pull the vapors from here. I would have liked to start with a stun, I guess, on the bone sharpshooters, but since we can't, we may as well just pop vapors for a nice little damage buff. 4 rounds on that damage buff, by the way. Go for a stun on, say... Oh, well, let's just hit the sergeant. 0 damage. That actually hits consistently for 0 damage at this point because of all of our damage down. Let's say we tracking shot, which is take aim, but with damage on it now. So maybe it's a bit more usable. We're going to have to eat some quarrels here. Toss out a bulwark to try and soak some hits. Okay, that is bad. 18 crit. Thank goodness for tough rings. That's all I have to say about that. See, he only took 4. That's crazy. Crazy that he only took 4. Resist it? Yeah, full resist on that. Very nice. And... oh, let's just start shooting things.
A devastating blow.
Crit for 25 does not seem accurate. Because that was telling me it would do 11 to 25. Maybe it was after the prot effect. It must have been after the prot effect and not counting that in from beforehand. That's understandable, I guess. Well, he can't hit anything relevant. So one option is to Inspiring Cry somewhere if we wanted to. We could try that, or we could just Bulwark again. Hey, check it out. 10 stress relief. Interesting. Let's just back up. Go for a heal. And I guess we're going to mostly be focusing on our highwaymen to sit back and blast things, but our Plague Doctor was out of position. That is not helping things. That surprise round, that really hurt quite badly. Dead weight. At least the Crusader is sitting there soaking fairly effectively, although he did just get stunned. Quite frustrating. Because now we can't sit back here and just shoot these guys, but we can at least rearrange a little bit. Another quarrel. I would love to get these guys stunned. Like, the Plague Doctor getting moved is just such a huge problem. I can't even begin to describe it. Thank you. That'll help, hopefully. Now, hopefully, people will stop getting rearranged on us, and we can sit back here and actually do what we are intended to do. Okay, a miss. Not a big deal on the miss either way, I suppose, but... oh well. 9 damage. That was pretty weak. We got the stun to go, though, so that'll help. They're both stunned up, yeah, going through their stun rounds now. And I wanted to... I was going to try a Plague Grenade, actually, which does no damage, but gets Blight going. So it's a lot of damage over time. Re-Bulwark here. Oh man, he didn't go after him. Unfortunate with the mark. And that's another significant, huge problem, actually, because suddenly our Plague Doctor can't do anything. More quarrels coming out. This may not be going well. At all. I probably should have Disorienting Blast available instead of Emboldening Vapors, maybe. Emboldening Vapors is pretty solid, but Disorienting Blast can potentially get a lot of work done, too. I'm honestly not sure. I can try and burn out that corpse, but that doesn't seem very helpful. There's Vapors again. Could go for a stun. That's probably going to prevent more damage if I'm successful with it than actually healing. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Don't really need the Inspiring Cry right now. I guess we could just hit something. Could even hit this guy and just pull these forward. Just go ahead and get rid of the corpse. I'll have to start doing that. It's something I've been avoiding, generally. Well, that'll actually help, because it at least puts people back in the right spot. Okay. There you go. That's more like it. 22 damage. That's better. Go for another stun. Good. Good, good, good. Would you stop? Hit the marked... I guess he's not marked anymore, is he? Why isn't he self-marking? How long does that self-mark last? All of these are reasonable questions, I think. Alright, not a good shot on this, but there is a chance. Nope. That is a lot of damage we're taking. We could go for another stun, but he's pretty resistant to it. But I don't know what else to do. I guess we could re-Plague Grenade. Jump that up to 10, and then he basically auto-dies after 2 more turns, so we can ignore him from this point forward, because there's nothing I can do to him now. Re-defend yourself. Try and get them to attack you. Another quarrel. That's just so disgusting. He's actually on death's door right now. We've been in one fight, and he is on death's door. And that was without significant crits or anything like that. That is really not good. Okay. Did you lose Emboldening Vapors that fast? I'm really surprised he doesn't have Emboldening Vapors right now. Alright. Oh, we can't even pistol shot the front row. That's why I did things the way I did. Can't tracking shot the front row either. Oh well. Hit a Grape Shot Blast. We might need to rearrange some of our skills after this. Toss out a heal. No more Death's Door for you, at least. Yeah, of course you're not giving up. Don't be ridiculous. You're going to start burning through this shield wall for me. Kind of frustrating. That self-mark does not last very long. I think it's just one turn. Which makes it a bit more difficult to use. He seriously got stunned again? Oh well. More of that. At least it puts our sharpshooter, sorry, our highwayman into good position. So we can do some of that. That is still not a lot of damage going on. Like, I am not used to doing 5 damage. 5 damage, period. With a point-blank shot. Well, he's going to burn out on his next turn, so there's really no point in doing anything that isn't beneficial in some fashion. I could go for maybe a crit on the corpse there. See if I can get some stress relief. More healing. For fairly obvious reasons, I would think. At least we got a crit that time. Not a lot of stress relief again on the crits. They're just nowhere near as helpful as they used to be.
Perhaps the turning point.
Take the money, I guess. Take the busts. Yeah, you took a lot of damage, man. Let's head to Disorienting Blast instead of Emboldening Vapors. And hope that we aren't getting rearranged quite so much next time. Because that is seriously painful. Another option is to just move our healer forward one. Since we're trying to actually make good use of the Plague Doctor besides his curing abilities. Alright, money. I'll take it, I guess. Not a lot of it, though, apparently, because I just don't have the space. Maybe I should have left that. See if I could have cleared out one of these consecrated essences first. Blah. And we keep moving forward, hoping the Plague Doctor doesn't just die in one round. I'll blow some food on him. Dodged, at least. Okay, maggots. Go for the stun. Oh yeah, those things have massive amounts of stun resist these days. I know that. I don't know why I went for the stun. It's basically guaranteed not to work. Let's see. Outside chance of actually killing one of them. But we could set them up for a death. Or we could do 1 damage because they have 80% prot, of course. I can't look at this anymore to see about how much damage I'm going to do. I have to look at... I don't even know what. It doesn't even show me hero damage there. Partially because I guess we wouldn't be doing any. 1 to 2. I have to look over on the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side now. That's not good. They still have 2 more turns to try and stun. Okay, good dodge. And go ahead and bulwark yourself to try and stand tall against all the ridiculous nonsense headed your way. Yeah, 4 stress. I know. It sucks. Okay. Different. I'm going to poison them. There you go. Toss out some more healing. At least we're getting good heals off this Sacred Scroll. Oh, seriously? 8 damage? 8 damage off that skill. Highwayman, you really don't do a whole lot in this situation, do you? You can basically just sit back, tracking shot, and hope to pick one off eventually. Now, 1 damage was important when combined with this Blight effect, long term, because now he doesn't get another turn after this one, right? He's just got that turn, and that's it. He's done for the fight now. And this guy, this third one, this is his last turn. Because he had also taken 1 damage earlier. Would you guys stop? That's so much stress. Inspire yourself. That's right. That's how full of himself the Crusader is. Alright. Let's hit a Noxious Blast. See if we can keep blighting these guys out. Seriously? Crit for 12 on these things. You don't really need to do much. I guess you could move forward.
Prodigious size alone does not dissuade the sharpened blade.
That's just a funny sound when the maggots die, I'll be honest. That amused me.
The bigger the beast, the
More inspiring cries, just everywhere.
Spirits are lifted.
Oh, so we wait for the Plague Doctor to actually do the fight for us. Because these things have 80% prot for some reason. Alright, there. That's the whole fight. It's done. It's over with. Oh, look, we actually did damage that time. So now that cuts him down by a turn. That's fine. Goodbye.
This expedition
Ridiculous.
promises success.
Blah. I don't know. I'm tempted to leave him behind. We don't need that many more. Please no fight. Okay, no fight. Corrupted Altar. Clears up an inventory space. Very nice. I need to think about rearranging some of these things. Maybe even just take Open Vein instead of Point Blank Shot for the time being, because I really never want him to be in that front position. The problem is, Grape Shot Blast seems to have almost no use whatsoever now, with everything having such a ridiculous amount of protection. Maybe we get rid of that. Like, it has some small use, right? But that's it. And we take Open Vein instead, just so we have a skill we can use on the front target. We could take Wicked Slice also, I suppose, in here, given that a lot of things aren't vulnerable to Open Vein. Crit Mod 7, Crit Mod 2. The bleed is nice sometimes, though. It's just kind of a... It's the ruins. I'm just going to take Wicked Slice because it's the ruins, and we'll see a lot of skeletons who are completely immune to the bleed effect regardless. Okay, got into another serious fight. Let's go for the stun. There it is. Let's see, let's see. Could go for another stun. Alright, good. We will go for some damage. Might not have been the best target. Maybe I should have focused down the Bone Sergeant first, because the Crusader can't really help, but on the other hand, he can just Bulwark this turn. So he wouldn't have helped anyway. Oh no, Bump of the Night does nothing. Goblet, of course, he gets to go first this time, because On Guard isn't proccing. Let's just go for the Judgment. Try and keep these goblets from coming out so much. He's gonna get another one, of course. Good. And let's rearrange him. Oh, that shouldn't happen that way. It just moved him forward by one. It's supposed to rearrange him. Like, and if it's gonna rearrange him and then clear the corpse effectively, then what's the point of the skill? That's pretty dumb. That's actually really dumb in my opinion. And I do not think that should be the case. He should have moved forward, at least into one of these two slots, in my opinion.
A singular strike.
Oh, come on. He has 45% stun resist. There was, what, a 5% chance of him resisting that? Ridiculous. Let's try again. There, that's better. And it still crits for whatever reason. Try and keep that Bone Sergeant from actually killing anybody.
Only the strength to follow it.
Only hit for 19. Oh, seriously? All the way back there? Okay, now we gotta worry about the royalty. Seems like obvious heal time. And let's see, I could do some more Inspiring Cries to try and keep stress level down, which is kind of what I'm looking at. I mean, it's 10 stress relief. That seems pretty good most of the time. How much do you actually need to? You need... Oh, crit for 12. Sheesh. So he needs to take at least 5 damage this turn. Tracking shot will do 4 to 10. There you go. More heals, please. And I hope we can just get out of stun with the Crusader, honestly. Just get him stunned, make it so he can't do anything, let us toss out some more healing effects. Nope, he's actually going to dodge. Sad. Okay, how much health are you at? 11. Figures. Oh, but we did 1 damage. So he's guaranteed dead now. Don't need to worry about actually doing anything to him. So we'll blast other stuff in the hopes for crits. And of course, get out some healing. Goodbye.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
Alright, well, that should do it for that. Just a room in here. Hopefully we don't get into too much trouble in the room. Oh, we got in trouble in the room. We got in a lot of trouble in the room.
The sin is not
Nope.
matched, but in failing to recognize it.
Let's try again. We don't actually need to come in here, I guess, is one way to look at it, but... oh well. Stun, stun, stun. This Bone General is kind of terrifying. Okay. Sure. Let's start with that. Let's just do that. I shouldn't even come in here against this Bone General. Can I run away again? Can I just leave this fight? Yeah, just leave this fight. I don't even want... no. There's nothing in there for me. There's just a fight. Forget that. I don't want to fight anybody. Not a Bone General, at least, who's just going to be like, BAM! All the stress and stuns and damage. Forget that. I'm out of here. I'm still not picking up those urns in the hopes that we find some stress-relieving sacred altar, like sacred holy water nonsense later. Ugh. I am going to get back to the entrance and then make camp. See if I can get rid of some of this stress, heal some damage, get some buffs out, all that usual nonsense. I'm missing my man-at-arms right now. He's so overpowered. Oh, I just hit the trap again. The trap reappeared magically, so there is that detail. But, oh man, I'd really hate having to look for that stuff when I'm backtracking through the dungeon. I don't appreciate that. There's too much backtracking through dungeons to have that be going on, in my opinion. Especially if it's not going to be marked on the map anywhere, but it still shows up on the ground. It's like, ugh. Whatever. It just feels like a silly little thing that doesn't need to be there. And I always hate, because all these indie games pretty much always have silly little things that don't actually need to be there and end up detracting from the game experience, in my opinion.
Respite. A chance to steel oneself against the coming horrors.
Well, we could just toss out a bunch of stress resist for some things. Clean guns seems pretty important. We'll do that. I have to actually look at this stuff. It's been so long since I used these guys. Self-medicate could be alright. He needs the heal. And then I could just do some stress resistance. I would really like to do bandit sense in some level though. Like, I would love to stand tall, but I don't know if I just have the time for it. The other option is to just stand tall and then do uncatchable and bandit sense. I guess we could go with that. Let's do it. He's taking more hits these days, so he's taking more stress these days, so I guess we'll have him just be stress resistant.
The light, the promise of safety.
Man, we do not have a lot of food left. I didn't even think about that. And we blew through so much food that fast. Books that we avoid, like the plague, because they can give you plague. And keep moving. A Bone General and a Lancer. Alright. Get up here. Ah, move resisted. Well, there's a crit. I'll take that. The Lancer does not have any armor. No protection on him. That's interesting. I don't think I'd noticed that before. Okay, good. Got the stun. It still makes sense, I think, to try and focus down the Lancer, because, yeah, I mean, it just makes sense to focus down the Lancer, right? There really shouldn't be anything complicated about that. Could you not? Stunned. Stunned on our Crusader. Seriously? What is his stun resist? 100%. His stun resist is actually 100%. Oh, man. Okay, good. Down to 5. Judgment. Good, finished it. Very nice. Very, very nice. And let's start the diseases. Okay, that was painful despite 40% prot. I could go for a stun, but it's so unlikely to work that we're probably just going to sit back here healing the entire time. Could you not crit literally every single time you ground pound? Every single one so far has had a crit attached to it. And it's absolutely disgusting to me. Okay. Well, keep going. This is how we're going to kill him, is just blight him out constantly, so I don't see any reason to stop. Why does this keep fading so fast? Tracking shot? It feels like it fades in one shot these days. What if I hit it, right? I hit tracking shot. It says 4 rounds. 4 rounds. So when I come back to it, is it still going to be there? Because I'm pretty sure I used tracking shot right at the start of this thing. Is it just for 1 shot? Just your next shot within 4 rounds? Blighted for 15 damage a round. Okay, so I hit pistol shot now. It says 3 rounds. Where did it go beforehand? I'm so confused. Did it get cleared? Did he lose it somehow? I seem to be losing these buffs, and I don't know why. Is it ground pound? Does it clear buffs? I can't tell. It won't tell me. Or crushing blow, or whatever. Another crit. Well, my buff is still there. That buff is still there. 2 rounds. That's reasonable. We're on round... No, whatever. These things are insane, these bone generals. Absolutely ridiculous. 8 damage. 8 damage with smite. We're 1 short of actually finishing him. Well, he'll be blighted out next time, so there's no point in worrying about it, I suppose. Although we could just tracking shot him anyway. Goodbye.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Well, let's see what that is, at least. Nope, nothing important. Well, it might be money. We actually need money. Might be an already looted pack. Which always bothers me, that you can tell it's already looted. Shut up! Let me go through the door! That's one of those things. It's one of those things you've done, indie devs. You've been like, these people need to see these words. We cannot let them skip these words. Is this the 300th time they've seen these words? They need to see them again. Stop it. Bad. Bad developer.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
Stuff.
Now it must be carried home.
That might actually be good for -2 accuracy plus 15% damage. That's pretty nuts. Get rid of that gold. Take that. Thank you. Alright, there's almost certainly a fight in here. Probably a serious one. So let's see what happens. Oh no, there's just a thing. There, that's another thing. Now, I will say this. The game is a lot more intense these days. I feel like I'm in a lot more danger, and I don't think it's entirely because I've gone for a weirder build than usual this time. I think it has to do with the fact that the game is a lot more deadly at this point. Okay, scouting again. least we got the scout this time. Nothing. And a fight. Oh, great. There's a ghoul here. He only has 69 hit points these days, but he has 50% prot, so I don't know how that all balances out. Plague Grenade's pretty bad. I guess we're just Noxious Blasting a maggot at this point. I'll hit that one so we can tracking shot it. Let's see. We could go for a stun on the ghoul, I guess. It's not very likely to work, but there, we got it, so that's good. Uh-huh. Okay, it's whatever. It's just you doing your thing. Oh, and a stun. Great. That actually worked. What's your stun resist? Only 80. I'll give him that. Tracking shot there. Make sure he dies next turn pretty easily, so that should be fairly obvious. Oh good, a crit, again. You guys crit a lot. You guys crit, like, all the time. It seems. Well, let's just poke the maggot, I guess. It's the best we can do. Shouldn't go for another stun, it's just so unlikely to actually work on the ghoul. Balanced skill is balanced. That's only 35 stress across the whole group. It's whatever. Not a big deal. 35 stress in a single move. It's all good. I really want to get this maggot dead. Alright. We're going to probably just dump Noxious Blast on the maggot to finish him off. Should be entirely understandable. Nice crit from tracking shot there. Good damage buff. The maggot's going to burn out, so that pulls the ghoul forward. Heal up. Now the ghoul does something terrifying. It's always terrifying when it's a ghoul. Every single turn a ghoul has is disgusting. Let's try and keep this stress down so we don't actually freak out. Ah, resisted. He does have a high blight resist, 65%. It's really not good. He's going to be hard to deal with. We could try another stun, I guess. He's going to dodge it regardless, so it doesn't matter. Alright. 19 damage on a crit. It's just so nothing. It's just so nothing. Alright. Keep tossing out heals. So my concern at this point is with camping and how little you get to do it, it feels like almost all of your camping is going to be devoted to recovery most of the time. And you'll never actually get to buff your characters. You already are so limited in how much you get to do when you camp. Like, all the time. You never get to do fun things when you're camping, it feels like. Because you only have so much time while you're camping. And at this point, it feels like camping is going to feel even more awful these days. Because you're just going to have to devote so much of it to sitting around feeling better about yourselves and just giving each other a pat on the back and be like, hey, we're not all dead yet. How cool is that? That's just how it feels initially to me after a few runs.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
We'll keep the busts. That's fine. And that wasn't even a room fight. Oh, here's a room fight. Yep. But there's the last objective, so we just have to get through this fight, and then it's over. And I like the general idea of you're consistently fighting against this oncoming stress and damage, and you can't keep up with it, period. But it's a really fine line, in my opinion, and you have to be good at finding it in order for it to work. Missed the stun, which is awful, because now we just might get immediately stressed out and dead. Because we missed a single stun. Alright. Let's go for a shot. Get a little buff going. A little self-heal plus damage. And the standard protection. plus Mark. I miss having On Guard so much. I am still so mad that the game took On Guard off all these characters, except for one. When it did its change. That was so necessary for how this group was functioning at the time. Well, that happened at least. The corpse is still there, but still got something done. Got a crit. And that guy's at least stunned up for one more round, so that'll help. Guess we could go for a stun. Good. There you go. No protection on the Bone Royalty, obviously, so much easier to burn them out. And he's dead to Plague. Which is also nice because it gets rid of the corpse, obviously, when they just die out from Plague. That sucks. That's our primary damage getting knocked out of the way. We could just kill this corpse so that he can reach the Bone Royalty, I suppose. At least he's good at clearing the corpses. Disorienting Blast would have also been an option. Let's see, you're at 11 HP. Okay, that makes life easier, actually. If he's going to be at 11, that's perfectly fine, so we'll just Noxious Blast him. Hits for 1 damage, but he's now plagued for 10. So he'll bleed out before his next turn. Do the self-mark again. Actually, I don't know if the self-mark plus protection was a good idea. We would have liked for him to knock the healer back, so excuse me, so that everybody was back in position. But it just didn't work out that way. Okay. No, we're almost done here. We could start throwing out just a few stress heals, but it shouldn't make that much of a difference. I guess we'll just try and kill him. Still, when he takes 5 damage from a skill that's designed to kill him, it kind of sucks. Yeah, do your nonsense. Do all your missing. It's whatever. Not sure why I'm bothering healing at this point. I guess it's just because everybody was out of position already anyway, so it was easier just to keep hitting the AoE heal than doing anything else. But I probably should have tried to move around a little bit. He's guaranteed dead after this, so we can just do whatever we want. I don't really want to kill him yet, but this is unlikely to do that, considering it does 0 to 1 damage. That might actually do it, so we'll move a little bit. Go for a stun to try and get a crit out of it. Didn't happen, unfortunate. And he dies for 15 damage. Talk about overkill.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
So we're probably not going any deeper. So let's just... Yeah, sure, we can use the water for all I care. Take the money. Get rid of the herbs. Take the money. I didn't need anti-venom or bandages ever. That's just depressing. Essence. Altar has been purified. I guess we can hit continue. There's just traps and then an altar thing. I guess we can check that room maybe. Deal with the trap, please. Thank you. Don't move anywhere because I never hit the button to tell you to move anywhere. I don't know why that button gets auto-clicked for me, but it's quite frustrating. Alright. Sure, take the heirlooms. But do I step in here when there's probably a fight? Not that I know there's a fight, because in scouting you can't tell for sure that there's a fight, but I'll just leave. Forget it. Alright. 16,000 monies, some busts and other things. And Weapon Tinker, which is completely useless and replaced an actual good skill. I should have locked in Hard Noggin. It's actually pretty good. And Resilient instead of Eldritch Slayer, which I guess is okay, but it's additional stress healing, which is nowhere good as stress resistance. And we got Flawed Release because forget you.
My obsession caused this great foulness, and it is shameful that I must rely upon you to set it right.
Okay, these guys popped out of the sanitarium. So let's have them do some stress relief. 71. So he does need something like the gambling hall to get rid of all of it. So get in there. You can drink. You're actually not very stressed out at all for some reason. What are you at? 19? Well, we'll still clear it. You need to go and do your expensive thing, though. Which I guess we should fix at some point, just so we don't have to spend so much money on it. Okay. To the sanitarium. I don't really care about God-fearing all that much. And I don't really care about locking any of these in, I don't think. Although Photomania is pretty cool, I guess. We could maybe lock that in, but let's see what everybody else has first. I'd like to get rid of Flagellant in some ways. Everything else is pretty garbage, though. Meditator could help, though. Improve stress reduction while meditating and while camping. That could be alright to lock in. But, I don't know. It's not a combat skill. I'm loath to lock in something that isn't resistance to stress or a combat skill in some way. Alright. You have no bad things. You have flawed release, which I want to get rid of immediately. And then nothing else I care about. Which means He-Man, let's get rid of God-fearing. And that'll do there. Which means the Dob. Let's see, how much stress do you have? 71. So you can do Pray to Higher Power. And that should help you out with your stress situation. And wow, we have so many people still getting problems patched up. I'll tell you what, the game itself is a lot more stressful these days. I'll give it that. Really no question there. Alright guys, that's going to wrap up that one. That was a bit scarier. Obviously somebody hit death's door. And we're going to keep going forward. Might try one or two more before we just say never mind and wait for the cove to come out. But for now we're going to wrap it up. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.